Tell us about your move to LA. How was it working with the artists down there?
I was really fortunate. When I moved to LA, I was already working with some artists that had just signed major deals. There was this artist by the name of Hart. He had a song called Who Booty that I didn't, Ross Smooth made that one, I didn't make that one. But I was working with him at the time and he ended up signing to Epic. Sage Gemini, he ended up signing to Universal. And I had songs with these guys. And so when I left to go to LA, I had some songs that were kind of already in circulation and being played by DJs, being played on the radio. And once the LA market started to open up for me, I realized the whole West Coast market opened up for me. And so I kind of took that radio background and like learned how to put it to work, which really meant networking, really meant like learning how to build with DJs who I'd already had pretty good relationships with, a lot of DJs, but I took it more serious. And then I got to learn, in LA it was the first time I ever heard the word aesthetic. And so that really, making songs is one thing, building brands is another thing. And they're not the same. They're, but they go hand in hand. And so I really learned the value of not only being able to produce music, but learn how to really put projects together. And then at the same time, I was doing like EDM, kind of like twerk trap music and like Moombathon music. And as a remixer, some of those songs started picking up in the clubs and in the festivals, and we're playing in, Vegas and San Francisco and LA. And that was like a whole other kind of thing that kind of popped up for me that I didn't expect to per se do, but I just love dance music in general. So whether it's hip hop or house music or reggaeton music, or dancehall music, I always listened to it as long as it made me move. And so finding myself in this place, producing for like hip hop and West Coast hip hop and R&B artists, and then working on remixes and having it played at, major clubs and major festivals, it gave me the confidence that I belonged here. It showed me that I was on my path, and every time you get that little bit of that taste of success, that becomes the drug, that becomes the addiction. It's like, now how do I sustain this? Because it's always up and down. And then I think the real kind of turning point for me when I had moved to LA was really the fact that I think my Bay Area idols or legends like that I looked up to, once I left the Bay, they started kind of respecting me a little bit more. Maybe just because I left, maybe because my talent grew, maybe because my network grew. It was probably a combination of all of those things. But like as a kid, my dream was really at like 18, 19 years old, I just wanted to produce for E40, MC Hammer, Too Short. Those are kind of like my bucket list artists. And like within my first couple years in LA, I'd done all that. And I'd done songs with E40. I had my first song hit Billboard with Hart and Too Short. And then I had met MC Hammer and started working with his sons and developing his sons. And we even got to open up for, John Hart and I had a project, and we had sampled MC Hammer, and the song was called Hammer Time. And Hammer loved it so much, he ended up asking us to open up for him at the Staples Center in LA. And so, it was like these series of things that I'd already always dreamt of doing, and then as they manifested themselves, it just gave me this confidence that I belonged. This is where I was supposed to be.